Hi Gemini, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for the final week of June 2022. Hope you guys are doing great. As usual, I'm going to take a quick second to remind you that this is a general reading and it may not resonate with everyone. If that is your situation, please check your other signs and placements and see if those resonate better. Also, in a general reading, the energies can reverse or flip-flop, so please keep that in mind. And if you are interested in a personal reading, that information can be found in the small box beneath this reading. Let's get started. Spirit, can I have the energy of Gemini? Gemini. Thank you, Spirit. All right, Gemini, you are starting out with the Sun. You have the Ace of Wands. And you have the Eight of Swords. All right, so I see that you have something here that you're starting that you're very passionate about, happy about this, but there's still some worry. You're up in your head about it a little bit because you may feel that there's things that you're not seeing here, things that you're unaware of perhaps. So sometimes you worry about it, but mostly you're happy about this and there's something you're very passionate about. It's something new, a beginning. So some of you have started a new relationship or a new connection. For some, there's been a physical connection here that you've had with somebody, and you're worried about it, whether or not it's going to become more. But I do think that regardless, this has made you very happy. Let's see who you are connected with. Okay, so they have the Chariot, the High Priestess, and coming out together we have the Hierophant in reverse along with the Knight of Coins in reverse. Now it's interesting because out of 4 cards that came out for this person, 3 of them were major arcana, which tells me that for this person, this is a much bigger life event that's going on here. For you, your cards were, except for one, was all lower arcana. So for them, this is a big deal. Now, this is somebody who is very intuitively moving forward in their life. I do think that they are leaning deeply into their intuition. Some of them may be talking to a spiritual advisor. Perhaps they're getting readings, talking to a psychic perhaps. But I do think that they are seeking guidance, but they're moving forward in their life. They want to move forward successfully and quickly. And this has to do with an ending. There's an ending here of some form of commitment. And it's because things stalled out. So something stalled out. Something was moving so slow that it eventually stopped moving. And now we see an ending. And so the person in your energy here is moving forward. It doesn't feel like the same person that you're excited about, but it likely is the same person that you may be having some concerns or worry about. It's almost like you may have started something else, but somebody else is still in your energy and still pops up in your mind frequently. All right, so we have Taurus, sign of Taurus. We also have Cancer, let's see, Scorpio. Let's see what the energy of the connection is here. Justice. So there's a karmic aspect to this. There's a balancing out that's taking place here. The scales are being balanced. Karma is being instituted on both sides. You may have a karmic bond with this person. Let's see what's affecting this. Sign of Libra, by the way. What's affecting this connection, please? Yeah, there's that anxiety. So there's anxiety, there's concern, there's been sleepless nights. That's why this person is likely seeking guidance, definitely using their own intuition. And that's what's affecting the relationship, the connection. What's the outcome? Show me the outcome at the end of the week, please. A decision being made. After a very long time, a decision is going to be made here. I feel like someone was avoiding a decision, but that decision is going to be made. At the bottom of the deck is Judgment. This is underlying energy, and it tells me that a judgment call is being made, most likely with this decision. So, Gemini, it looks like you're moving forward. You have something new beginning. You're moving into things, something that's you're passionate about, something that makes you happy. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a relationship, but it could be. And I do see, though, that there's something that pulls you back, something that's pulling you back into the past, and it's this connection. Because this is a heavy connection. Now, this person that you're connected with is trying to move forward, and I think you might be as well. But I do think that they feel that this connection stalled out because it was just moving very slowly. It finally stopped moving. It became static. And then there's an ending here. Both parties very, very, there's a lot of anxiety. But there's something karmically related in this, Gemini. So let's clarify all of this. I do think that you're gaining some clarity that this person is moving forward. You're beginning to see this a little bit more clearly. I also think that you are starting to see that there is a karmic aspect to it. Why is the sun here? Okay, we have the Star and the Three of Cups. Oh. So some of you may be hoping for a reconciliation with this person. Some of you may feel that this person, that the happiness could be found with this person. You may be hoping that there's going to be a reconciliation. Why is the Ace of Wands here? Why is the Ace of Wands? Alright, so we have the Three of Wands in the reverse. And we have the Page of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, realizing now that the that's what's causing the anxiety is the fear and the possibly realization. So you may have tried to bring things back together with this person, but there may be a realization here that it's not going to go through. This isn't going to become more. Some of you are possibly not talking to this person, or this person may not be talking with you. I don't think you're really waiting around to see if this person is going to return any text or calls. You're starting something else. And it is something, for some of you, something you're very passionate about. For some of you, this is kind of, you might be starting something sexual elsewhere. But I can see the anxiety. I do think in the past you kind of waited for this person. You waited to hear from this person. You may have waited to see if things were going to come together. There's a part of you that may still be hoping. And that's not unusual in a connection that is apart. Part of you may want to move away from that person, and another part of you is still holding on to that person and hoping. That's what kind of causes the anxiety and the pain, really. Also keep in mind that sometimes, Gemini, we can love people or we can be attracted to people. It doesn't mean that they're good for us. So we also have to keep that in mind. Why is the Eight of Swords here? All right, we have the King of Swords reversed, and we have the Five of Swords reversed. Now the King of Swords is your energy. It's in the reverse here, Gemini. It's strong air energy, and what this tells me is that this anxiety that you're experiencing with regard to this, that when you think about this situation, when it comes up in your mind, which is frequently, it kind of puts you in a lower vibration. It puts you in a feeling of being out of sorts. Some of you, it even makes you feel angry. I think you may feel angry because you're not hearing from this person, and you're beginning to realize that you're not going to hear from this person. I do think that there was some ugly conflict between the two of you. That conflict has really ended, but it wasn't a productive type of conflict. There was it was a type of conflict that is just painful. Some conflict we learn lessons from, and we grow and we move forward. Not all conflict is bad, but this conflict was not that productive. It was a destructive type of conflict. I think that plays in your mind a lot. I feel like in some ways, Gemini, you may feel that this person bested you in some way, some of you anyway, and you feel that that makes you feel angry or feel out of sorts. That somehow this person may have they may have gotten one over on you in some way, and it would be through their withdrawal from you. Yeah, let's look at their energy. I think that it bothers you on a deep level. Why is the Seven of, or the Chariot, Major Arcana, why is the Chariot here? Why is the Chariot here? Okay, so they have a decision to make. Two of Swords, they're kind of putting that decision off. And they also have the High Priestess in reverse. So they're putting off the decision till they find out they're going to get guidance. So that decision will have to do with whether or not to move forward. They're seeking guidance as to whether or not to move forward. They've been putting that decision off. So they're still holding on to this a little bit too. That's where we see this pull together. But I do see a decision being made by the end of the week. Let's see why the High Priestess is here. So for both of you, I'm seeing a progression. All right, so we have the Moon in reverse, and we have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, they do have feelings for you, but there's a realization here that they have to be very careful where they put their emotions, where they give their love to. And that's what the guidance is going to be as well. They're going to receive guidance, and that guidance will be very careful where you place your love. So what I'm seeing is a progression. For you, I see this progression of hope, feeling positive, feeling hopeful that the two of you can come together. For them, I'm seeing this decision that needs to be made, and that decision has to do with moving forward or moving back in your direction. They'll seek guidance. At some point, now for some of you, you may attempt to have a new beginning with this person, and it may be through a physical connection, at which point you'll find that it's not going to happen. So the progression. Others of you, though, you're starting something else. There's something new you're starting, whether it's something in your life or whether it's a new connection. There's something new that you're starting, but you're doing this because you're realizing that this connection is not moving forward. It's not going to level up. So you're moving out of that feeling of hope into this realization. For them, they're seeking guidance regarding this decision, and that guidance is going to be very careful where you give your love to. Let's look at the final for them. Both of you feeling a lot of anxiety with this, though, definitely. Okay, so we have the Chariot in reverse, we have the Ten of Wands, and we have the Five of Cups. Yeah, so there's a lot of problems in this connection, and the problems had to do with things not moving forward, things not progressing in a positive way, which is what they're looking for. That's what they want. So it became very burdensome to them. I do see that's what caused this ending, and they are very sad about it. So there is love here, and they are sad about it. So it was because things were not progressing, Gemini, and they weren't progressing in a positive way, which is what they internally are desiring. Now let's see why justice is here for this connection. We have the Tower in reverse, and we have the Empress. Yeah. So, like I said, it's a card of karma. Things are going to be balancing out. This is going to cause a Tower moment for you, but I do see you kind of picking up those pieces and kind of putting your life back together. This new beginning in some way is going to be instrumental in that. For them, they're kind of doing the same thing, but they're in this Empress energy. So you're kind of in this energy, Gemini, of I've got to repair things, I've got to fix things, and you're trying to lay a foundation. The person you're dealing with already has a foundation, and they're pretty much sitting in that Empress energy where they're kind of abundant in and of their own right. They're not going to be coming forward. The Empress doesn't do that. The Empress sits back and receives. It's a very high energy. So there's some kind of a karmic balancing that's taken place here. Why is the Nine of Swords here? Yeah, your heart was broken in this, Gemini. I can see it. So you're healing. Knight of Wands, Three of Swords. They may feel that you're a little bit of a player, especially if you've started something with someone else. They're going to identify you as a player. They may also feel that you have a lot of secrets, that you're keeping secrets, and some of those secrets begin to come out. So that will cause them to, even though they do have feelings for you, it'll cause them to hold back. Yeah, they feel that you're being secretive, and they're going to hold back until they know everything. For you, I see that you're very hurt, and I think you're healing from that. I do also think that they're going to communicate this to you, that they think you're being secretive. Yeah, so that's what's affecting this connection. Let's see your outcome, because I do see a decision being made by the end of the week. So now keep in mind, timelines are fluid. Doesn't necessarily mean that, by the end of the week, this is exactly what's going to happen. But this is where the energy is flowing. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords reversed, Page of Cups, Ace of Wands reversed. So I do see a decision being made. With the Page of Cups here, this is like an apology or a gesture of goodwill. It's very small. It's not going to be big. It's just something very small. Whatever it is going to lower your anxiety for you. It's gonna kind of help with that anxiety. It's gonna, you know, make you feel better. They are not going to, if you're wanting to have sex with them, I have to tell you, Gemini, it's not going to happen. If you want a new start with them, I don't see that happening either. So they're going to refuse that. I am going to be honest with you about that. They're going to refuse any kind of sexual advances. They're going to refuse any kind of new beginning. They're not interested in that. But they're also not going to be holding, they're not hateful towards you. The Page of Cups is a generous, it's like can be an apology, it can be a small you know, act of goodwill. It's friendship even. So this person may try to end this, because I do see them ending it, but they're going to do it in a very positive way. And the way they go about doing this, it's going to make you feel comforted, actually. It's going to relieve that anxiety. So I don't see this ending in a very negative, horrible manner. So let's see. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Five of Wands. Now that does tell me that there's some conflict here. I feel like that some of it might be a little bit of external conflict, but a lot of it feels like internal conflict for both parties. Both parties struggling here. And so I do feel like a lot of that conflict is internal. And I feel like that's going to get better for both of you. All right. I'm going to pull an oracle card. We'll see what comes out. We'll just take whatever comes and see if there's any further messages, Gemini. Looks like you got one card. Okay, it says embracing the future. Oh, this is nice, especially because you're healing. It says, I step into the future with an open heart. So move towards your future, Gemini. Don't hold on to the past. Allow the healing to happen. All right, I hope this has been helpful. If you would like to share the video, if it's resonated with you, I hope that you will go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to drop a comment, feel free. Until I see you in the monthlies next week, namaste.